Sometimes you're a high-class girl with a high-class smartphone, and other times you're just a poor but stylish hipster. I've got two smartphones, the Huawei Mate 9, which is $600, and the Honor 6X, which is also made by Huawei, but only $250. If you want to make the decision that's friendly on your wallet, let's find out what exactly you're giving up. Just looking at the back, it'll be hard to tell which one of these is the mid-range smartphone. The metal on both looks and feels premium. The Mate 9 has a unibody metal chassis, and its design goes toe-to-toe with any smartphone on the market. The Honor 6X also has the same metal back, but its face isn't quite as high-end. It's got big bezels and a display that just sits on top instead of being nestled inside the metal frame. It just isn't quite the same. It looks fine, but it's lacking that certain elegance. The displays are very different in size, 5.5 inches versus 5.9, but the body on the Mate 9 isn't that much larger. On the 6X, a 1080p IPS display is very good for the price, and both of these phones have crisp, clear, and colorful displays with wide viewing angles. Everyone says that performance is where we're going to see the biggest difference, but we're going to argue that in day-to-day tasks, mid-range is good enough. Opening websites and big apps like, say, Instagram, the Honor 6X is fast. We didn't really see much of a difference in day-to-day use, but it's when you open these really big apps, like take this game. You can see that it is actually twice as fast on the Mate 9 to open up. On paper, these two phones are in totally different leagues. But if you're just looking at using Facebook and chatting, there won't be many instances where you're going to feel significantly slowed down. The Honor 6X is behind the times when it comes to having the latest software. It's only running EMUI 4.1 and Android 6.0. You're going to see differences in navigation and overall layout. EMUI 5 actually gives you the option to add an app drawer. So if you're looking for a more stock Android look and feel, there's a lot more customization in the newer software version. When I'm out around town, there are a few things that matter to me. That the display is bright enough to read it, and both do good here. That the audio is loud enough to make calls and share media. And to be honest, the 6X doesn't have a very loud speaker, and the sound is not rich at all. And when it comes to sound, the Mate 9 does perform very well. And the last thing when I'm out on the go that I'm looking at is battery life. The Mate 9 has a much larger battery, but the display is bigger and the processor is more powerful. So all of these things are going to contribute to faster battery drain. It is really interesting that though the 6X has a smaller battery, it gets better battery life than the Mate 9. The Mate 9 definitely gets me through the day, but the 6X is an easy day and a half. Taking photos is arguably one of the smartphone's most key features, and the moment when it shows its true colors in terms of pricing. On paper, we have two handsets that have similar specifications, but the Mate 9 comes with optical image stabilization. OIS is the key in taking better photos in low light, and it lets you focus on objects faster, resulting in, well, taking a quicker photo. We did notice that in terms of shutter speed, the Mate 9 is faster. When you kind of take it into low light, this is when you'll see the difference. On the front, we have 8 megapixel cameras, and both perform quite well. When it comes down to it, the Mate 9 is the better phone. The photos are more saturated and offer a little more detail, and it just has faster reflexes overall. The speaker is better for sharing music, and the design is much more refined. But it is over twice the price. So if you picked up the Honor 6X, you get bigger battery life and a decent enough camera. And when it comes to performance, if you put it up beside today's flagship smartphones, you're going to see a big difference, especially opening those apps. But if you're upgrading from last year's phone, you're going to think it's great. If money is no object, obviously the flagship is where you should be heading. But if you're price conscious and okay without a top-notch camera, but really value big battery life, the Honor 6X will satisfy you at this price. That was my comparison between the Honor 6X and the Huawei Mate 9. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm Nicole Scott for Mobile Geeks.